Well, so many unemployed here in America. And so many foreclosures, and such a sense, which I think is worse, of a kind of malaise that can't be fixed. People are getting so depressed, which is unlike what America is, because the fact is that I know when I came here from England, the sense of can-do in America was so enormous, and now there is this sense that we're so stuck, really stuck. So we thought it'd be fantastic to get together all these people who are from completely different walks of life, top economists, Nobel laureates, people in business, people in marketing, you know, people in mayors, particularly. I mean, someone like a Mayor John Fetterman, for instance, of Braddock, Pennsylvania, which is absolutely been so hit with unemployment, who are managers, who are doing things, who are actually starting new initiatives, and mix them together with all these different thinkers and social entrepreneurs and financiers like Vinod Khosla, for instance, who's a great financier. Put them together in a room and shake them all up and have them talking on stage and see what comes out in the hallways as much as on the stage.
What do you hope to achieve? I mean, is this kind of, are you sending a message to Washington?
We're sending a message to Washington, yes, but also we're sending our messages to ourselves, saying, you know what, if it isn't happening in Washington, let's take a leaf out of people like Fetterman's book, or let's take a leaf out of Cheryl Dorsey's book. She runs Echoing Green, which seeds social entrepreneurship. Let's actually take life into our own hands and do stuff for ourselves if it can't be done in Washington.
Do you think Washington has messed up? Do you think that Washington, the president, has really lost his way?
I think that Washington is in a terrible gridlock that cannot be allowed anymore to stop America going forward. And I think what this conference is mostly about is saying, look at all these people who are actually, despite difficulties in their way, have done things. Look at the mayor who was the mayor of Medellin, for instance, when the drug cartels were there. They brought that city back. It can't be worse than that. Here, you know, we must take it into our own hands if it's not going to happen in government.
If we don't take it into our own hands, what's going to happen in your view?
I think that we're going to just lose competitively even more. We're going to be left behind. The education in this country, we're failing our children. So we have people like Michelle Rhee coming, and Joel Klein, and the superintendent of the New Orleans School District. They're going to be talking to us about what they think we can now do to move things forward.
Let me also ask you about the future of media, because you've played such a big role being editor-in-chief of Vanity Fair, The New Yorker, now The Daily Beast. It's really changed, hasn't it? What do you think is the future model? Is it really Daily Beast?
Well, the media, like everything else, is in the middle of a huge volcanic realignment. It's a very scary time in media for journalists, just as it is for anyone else, you know, right now. Everybody's companies are shaking around and you know, in having earthquakes. So it's very hard. But I think we've decided at The Daily Beast that the way to just plunge forward is to be all about quality, that we cannot abandon quality when we're working online. We have to really keep those standards as much as we were when we were in print or in television or whatever, really pursue that, and to make sure that whatever it is we post is going to be of the highest possible standard.
And I think that's great to hear. Is it a profitable way, though? Because there's so much competition out there when it comes to news and journalism at this point.
We are on the way to profitability. We feel that in 2 years we're going to be in profit, and we've done that really by keeping to that quality, by being polypartisan, and we aren't any kind of we have no particular party persuasion, going for high quality, and by that means we're actually getting the very high quality advertisers. We've actually broken 43 new ad campaigns since January, and I think that's really because we're saying we actually are about quality. We're visually very good looking, so that the luxury brands and so on like to be there, but also we're creating an identity, and we're making news that at the same time has an aesthetic appeal.
Listen, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, we've got about 40 seconds left here, a story that's caught our attention over the past week or so, and that is the negotiations that were going on with Newsweek, and they fell apart. Are you disappointed?
Well, no, because it turned out that the governance couldn't be figured out. You know, ultimately, it was a very interesting opportunity for us, but only if we could stay nimble, only if this was going to be a fusion which allowed the Daily Beast to continue to grow at the pace that it already is. And we've doubled our traffic in a year. So we didn't want to do something that in the end would hold us back. So at first it seemed like a great opportunity. Then we realized, you know what, this is actually going to retard our growth, so we didn't want to do it.
So you're okay with it?
We're very much okay.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Tina, thank you so much.